only a handful of people vote for the Roses. He's getting old. You can't let him be married. He's 74 or 5.
I thought about calling Fred. He gets fired.
I seen him.
Let him stand there and he's good.
Yeah, our road flooded.
Hey Larry, talk about history repeating itself. Do you have a lead pencil I can borrow?
He stopped and I said something. I said, you know anything about this residential too? He goes, no, I talked to one of the guys in the
Not this year, but next year.
We're just seeing if they can get away with it.
Did anybody else want to sign in for public comment? Looks like we have about 8 or 10 on there so far.
Testing water.
I'll just let you know when everybody comes back and then when we get to public comment.
Now I live in a subdivision there behind MediaCom on Wayne and Charleston. Contact the ground 4 times. No city waters, you know, so
You go by my trailer park, there's like $50,000 truck sitting out there. I should have never built a house. They're smarter than us.
Okay, I have 7 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Sanders.
Here.
Shook.
Here.
Weber.
Here.
Zupan.
Here.
Bell.
Here.
Coffee.
Here.
Daly.
Here.
Degler.
Here.
Eads. Here. Marvin.
Here.
Purdy. Here. Metzger.
Yes. Pledge the flag and invocation. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, we simply ask that you be with us as we conduct the business of the county here this evening. And as we always, as I like to always do, please pray for our first responders and our military stationed around the world. Amen. Minutes read your board books. There a motion to approve? Moved by Marvel, second by Sanders. Questions? Roll call, please.
Sanders.
Yes.
Shook.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Zupan.
Yes.
Bell.
Yes.
Coffee.
Yes.
Daly.
Yes.
Degler.
Yes.
Eads. Yes. Marvin.
Yes.
Purdy. Yes. Metzger.
Yes. We have 1 appointment to the Mental Health Board. Charles Schuster be appointed until June 2021 with advice and consent. Roll call, please.
Sanders.
Yes.
Shook.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Zupan.
Yes.
Bell.
Yes.
Coffee.
Yes.
Daly.
Yes.
Degler.
Yes.
Eads. Yes. Marvin.
Yes.
Purdy. Yes. Metzger.
Yes. 1 appointment to 7 Hickory Morgan Fire Protection District, Robert Hudson Jr. until May of 2020 with advice and consent. Roll call, please.
Sanders.
Yes.
Shook.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Zupan.
Yes.
Bell.
Yes.
Coffee.
Yes.
Daly.
Yes.
Degler.
Yes.
Eads. Yes. Marvin.
Yes.
Purdy. Yes. Metzger.
Yes. Committee reports, building and grounds, Ms. Purdy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Building and Grounds Committee met at 5:30 April 24th with the following members in attendance: Rick Shook and Mark Weber and myself. Also attending were Monty Walters, maintenance supervisor, and Elaine Tuck as Kamada administrative assistant. And the maintenance update, Mr. Walters updated us, the members, on the activities of his department as follows. The total amount received from the auction was $218.73. No old business or new business. Mr. Walters informed the members that Ron Carroll, Security Director, has requested the procedure be adopted to tow vehicles from the county's parking lot. Mr. Carroll will bring a proposal to the next meeting. The members were also informed that the county is in need for the disposal of surplus property. Mr. Weber moved to forward a resolution for the disposal of surplus property to the county board, seconded by Mr. Shook. And at this time, I so move.
Moved by Purdy, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Degler. Any questions, comments? Roll call, please.
Sanders.
Yes.
Shook.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Zupan.
Yes.
Bell.
Yes.
Coffee.
Yes.
Daly.
Yes.
Degler.
Yes.
Eads.
Yes.
Marvin.
Yes.
Purdy.
Yes.
Metzger.
Yes.
Then, miscellaneous business, the members to schedule the May meeting for May 30th at 5 p.m. The meeting adjourned at 5:45 p.m. on a motion by Mr. Schmidt and a second by Mr. Weber.
Thank you. Mr. Weber, County Office and Rules.
Mr. Chairman, County Office and Rules Committee was called to order on May 1st at 4:30 p.m. with the following members present: Brandon Bell, Paul Daly, Cora Sanders, Mike Zuhon, and myself, Chairman presiding. Chairman Stan Metzger attended as ex officio. Also in attendance was Travis Coffey and Rick Shook, County Board members, Karen Badel, Supervisor of Assessments, George Edwards, Treasurer, and Elaine Carpus-Camata, Administrative Assistant. Got an update on the tax cycle. Mrs. Biddle updated the members on the activities of that office. There is no old business, there is no new business, no miscellaneous business. Meeting adjourned at 4:40 on a motion by Mr. Daly and seconded by Mr. Bell.
Thank you, Mr. Weber. The Finance Committee was called to order May 1st, 2017 at 5 p.m. Following members present: Brandon Bell and Brian Marvin, Corey Sanders, Mike Zuhon, Stan Metzger, Chairman presiding. Also attending were Travis Coffey and Rick Shook and Mark Weber, County Board members, George Edwards, Treasurer, and Elaine Carpus-Camata, Administrative Assistant. The Treasurer's update: Mr. Edwards updated the members of the activities of the Treasurer's Office. He also informed them that he has had questions raised regarding back pay for union workers that have since retired. And he will consult with IMRF and the auditors and report back at the next meeting. There was no old business, there was no new business, no miscellaneous business, and that meeting adjourned at 5:10 p.m. on a motion by Bell and a second by Sanders. Mr. Bell, I may have skipped you. Was there an emergency telephone?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we had a meeting, but I'll have the minutes next month.
Thank you. There was no Health and Safety Commission, Health Committee. Mr. Daly, was there an Insurance Committee meeting?
No meeting, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. There was no Liquor nor Mental Health Board. And Mr. Daly, the Planning and Development Committee was also canceled, correct? Right, agenda. Mr. Zuhon, Public Health Board.
No meeting, we have one scheduled for the 18th of May, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Weber, Road and Bridge Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We started out to have a meeting on May 24th, and found we did not have a quorum, so that meeting was held and rolled over to May 1st. It was called to order at 5 p.m. with the following members present: Travis Coffey, Paul Daly, Rick Shook, Mike Zuhon, and myself, Chairman presiding. Also attending was Rick Johnson, County Engineer, and Elaine Carpus-Camata, Administrative Assistant. Under old business, Mr. Johnson updated the members on the boat ramp located on Harrison Street, County Highway 17 at the Ambar River. New business. The members were presented with a resolution to award a contract for base stabilization and bituminous overlay on County Highway 16 to Nico Asphalt in the amount of $1,038,500. Mr. Zuhon moved to forward this resolution to the County Board for approval. The motion was seconded by Mr. Daly, and it passed unanimously. And at this time, I so move.
Moved by Weber, second by Daly. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Sanders.
Yes.
Shook.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Zuhon.
Yes.
Bell.
Yes.
Coffey.
Yes.
Daly.
Yes.
Degler.
Yes.
Eads.
Yes.
Marvin.
Yes.
Purdy.
Yes.
Metzger.
Yes.
A resolution for improvement under the Illinois Highway Code to obligate $500,000 in motor fuel tax funds for the County Highway 16 project was presented to the members for consideration. Mr. Schiff moved to forward this to the board, seconded by Mr. Daly, and that passed unanimously. I so move.
Moved by Weber, is there a second? Second by Zuhon. Any questions or comment? Roll call, please.
Sanders.
Yes.
Shook.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Zuhon.
Yes.
Bell.
Yes.
Coffey.
Yes.
Daly.
Yes.
Degler.
Yes.
Eads.
Yes.
Marvin.
Yes.
Purdy.
Yes.
Metzger.
Yes.
A truck access route program grant for $311,400 with the Illinois Department of Transportation on County Highway 16 is presented to the members. Mr. Coffey moves forward this resolution. It is seconded by Mr. Daly, and this passed unanimously. I so move.
Moved by Weber, is there a second?
Second.
second by Mr. Shook. Any questions or comment? Roll call, please.
Sanders.
Yes.
Shook.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Zuholm.
Yes.
Bell.
Yes.
Coffee.
Yes.
Daly.
Yes.
Degler.
Yes.
Eads.
Yes.
Marvin.
Yes.
Purdy.
Yes.
Metzger.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson distributed a resolution establishing County Highway 16 as a Class 3 designated truck route. Mr. Zuholm moved to forward this to the county board. The motion was seconded by Mr. Coffey, and that passed unanimously. And I so move.
Moved by Weber, second by Coffee. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Sanders.
Yes.
Shook.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Zuholm.
Yes.
Bell.
Yes.
Coffee.
Yes.
Daly.
Yes.
Degler.
Yes.
Eads. Yes. Marvin.
Yes.
Purdy.
Yes.
Metzger.
Yes.
And last, an approval of contract bonds for the county and township seal coat programs for fiscal year 17 is presented to the members. Mr. Daly moved to forward this to the county board, and was seconded by Mr. Coffey, and it passed unanimously. And I so move.
Moved by Weber, is there a second? Second by Daly. Any questions or comment? Roll call, please.
Sanders.
Yes.
Shook.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Zuholm.
Yes.
Bell.
Yes.
Coffee.
Yes.
Daly. Degler.
Yes.
Eads.
Yes.
Marvin.
Yes.
Purdy.
Yes.
Metzger.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson distributed the county engineer's report to the members. This is in your tablet. You should have already read it. Miscellaneous business. Mr. Johnson announced that the May meeting of the Road and Bridge Committee will be held on June 5th, 2017, at 4 p.m. due to the Memorial Day holiday. Mr. Johnson informed the members that he has received a letter from the city of Charleston requesting County Highway 18 be named Mattoon Charleston Industrial Parkway. No action was taken. The meeting adjourned at 4:25 on a motion by Mr. Daly and seconded by Mr. Shaw.
Thank you. Sheriff and Law Enforcement Committee, Mr. Sanders.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Sheriff and Law Enforcement Committee was called to order at 5:30 p.m. with the following members present: Travis Coffey, Brian Marvin, Rick Shook, Mark Weber, Corey Sanders, General presiding. Also attending was Chief Deputy Tad Friesland and Lane Carlos Kamada, Administrative Assistant. We reviewed all the reports. We had no old business. New business, Chief Deputy Friesland informed the members that the FOP contract with the civil employees of Sheriff's Department will be presented at the next meeting. Miscellaneous business. Chairman Sanders asked Chief Deputy Friesland for an explanation of the discrepancies of the list of guns at the Sheriff's Department that was brought up in an open meeting. The Chief informed the members that that has not been a formal request for this information, and that no discrepancies in the list of guns that anyone can find. Guns that were not on the list of the present sheriff's versus the, guns that were not on the list of the present sheriff versus the previous sheriff were returned to CMS as required by the state's agreement. The meeting adjourned at 5:40 on the motion by Mr. Weber and second by Mr. Shook.
Thank you. Supplies and claims, Mr. Sanders.
All bills approved and paid.
Thank you. Is there any old business this evening? Or new business or miscellaneous business? No reason for executive session. Have some announcement of appointments. There will be one additional appointment to the Mental Health Board, one appointment to the Emergency Telephone System 911 Board at the next meeting. I need to have the list of, or the sign-up sheet, please. We'll open it, it's about 7:15. Yeah, about 7:15. We'll start public comment. First on the list was James Tanosso.
So I have some questions for the board. We've been coming here about 6 months. We haven't been able to get a lot of answers to questions. I think this is a very straightforward and easy question. I say this for the people who may have not made the meetings in the past or were not here, and for board members that may not have been here last meeting. I know there's a few. A very simple question. I ask this to the board members that are seated down here in the lower area. Is it okay for a county official, be it elected or appointed, to lie to the general public and the taxpayer?
Of course not.
I don't think anybody's lying.
What? I said, is it okay?
Of course not.
Okay.
Next question.
That's exactly what we have going on here. And I have documentation, thank God for the Freedom of Information Act, that our local government has lied to us. and his trying to hoodwink the public. I haven't. I don't have a lot of time, I realize that, so I'm gonna keep this short. Last meeting, it was stated that Mr. Bob Becker was an employee of the Supervisor of Assessments office. Do you all agree with that? I want to know, do you agree with that? That's what was stated, it's on video. He is an employee of your office, and you stand by that answer. Mr. Chairman, is he an employee of the office or is he hired by the board? Simple yes or no.
So what do I say? Say for sure.
His employment situation is determined by the assessor.
That's not what I asked. I asked, is he an employee of this county? Yes or no? Is he hired by the board? Is he an employee? He's not hired by the board. Wow.
Let's whisper it a little bit.
Either he's hired by the board or he'd be hired by the supervisor of assessment. It's pretty easy.
We spell busted.
See my language.
I thought we told you before, the board can.
I know what you told me, but via FOIA request, the answer we got was not lining up with the information I have here, which I'm very willing to present in full detail tonight. So I need to know, this is your chance to come clean.
The board does not have the power to hire him.
The board
He's
does
hired
not
by the
have the power to
assessor.
hire him, he's hired by the assessor. That's the official record then. So the evidence should show that.
I
Well,
haven't seen evidence.
let me show you what I got. Let me show you what I got. Okay? First of all, I got Mr. Becker's bid that he submitted to the county board. It is dated 3/30/2015. It says here, county board, it's addressed to the county board. Please consider this bid for the reassessment of commercial and industrial properties located in Polk County. In determining the scope of the assignment, I met with Mr. Kelly Lockhart and Ms. Karen Childress. I submit this bid contingent upon certain things that he lists in here. I didn't know employees submitted bids. I thought they filled out employment applications. So when I FOIA requested a copy of our group, his employment application, there was none. And I have an email stating from Ms. Biddle also that I can read that he doesn't have one, it doesn't exist. So what is the procedure in hiring an employee of the county? Do they have to fill out any paperwork at all? And if so, I would like to get that.
I don't require a job application.
You don't require a job application? Does the county code require it?
The assessor's office is an independent office,
I know they
and the county board does not have the authority to dictate how they hire, who they hire. They can dictate budget and salary. So the assessor's office, just like the elected offices, creates their own rules and regulations with regards to it.
So you just said the county board doesn't have the authority to hire Mr. Becker, correct? Did I hear that right?
The county board has the ability to fund Mr. Becker's employment by the assessor's
I
office.
understand
But
that.
the
That wasn't my
assessor,
question.
well, let me finish. But the assessor is the one that chooses who does what employment arrangements for.
Okay.
Take away the shovel.
Well, there's a problem because I have invoices from Mr. Becker here to the county board. I can show them to you if you'd like to see them. From Mr. Bob Becker, you'll have to excuse my pile of 6 months of FOIA requests. They are addressed to Coles County Board. This one in particular is the 5th quarterly payment for 16 of 16 commercial reassessments. What employee submits bids to the county board if they're hired through the supervisor of assessment's office?
They come to me and they're submitted with my claims along with that.
Okay? They were not submitted to you. They said this, according to the paperwork, it says to county board. Also, employees have W-2s. Can you produce a W-2 for Mr. Becker?
I can't produce that.
No, because he has a 1099. 1099 is an independent contractor. I'm an employer. I know what a 1099 is. It says right here, non-employee compensation, $28,750. I have a W-9 for Mr. Becker. Okay? Stuff's not adding up here. I have lots of emails too that I'd be willing to share with you that show that he is not a county employee, that he was hired by the board as an independent contractor.
What was the date of that last paper?
Of which last page?
That one you're talking about, the county board?
You need
The
the
invoice?
bids?
Yes.
Or the invoice?
The
The
invoices?
invoices? I've got several invoices. I've got one dated January 11th, 2016. I've got another one dated March 31st, 2016. I have another one dated September 19th, 2016. Another one dated December 16th, 2016. Another one dated this year, January 29th, 2017. Now what I'm saying is, I think our elected officials should be honest with us, and we shouldn't have to FOIA request everything. We've been coming here and asking for information. A lot of the information we didn't get, so we had to FOIA request. This is the beauty of FOIA requesting, you find a lot of things out. I'm telling you, the board does not have the legal authority to hire Mr. Becker, but you hired him anyway. I've got the statutes right here. I have all of them. I can read all of them.
So there's no dispute that the county
But the
board,
county board hired him anyway, and he's submitting invoices to you and you're paying them. He's not an employee, he has a 1099. So I'm saying this more for these people here, because you all lied to us last meeting, okay? I'm telling you right now, come clean, start over, do this whole thing right. That's what we're asking for. Do it right. And if you guys want to cover for the people who are lying, go ahead, because we're going to court. And you want to be drugged through this, that's fine with me. But I'm telling you right now, we have a solid case that things haven't been done right. All we're asking for is to follow the rule of law. That's it. No more, no less. We're not asking for anything else. Follow the rule of law. Do what's right. Don't lie to us. Answer our questions. And do this whole assessment thing the right way.
So your end game is just,
My end game is follow the rule of law.
let me finish. The end game is to revert it back to 2015, right? That's the end game. That's what you're asking for. To do it the right way. You're not arguing the assessment values per se. We're past that. Now you're just arguing.
I'm not addressing the assessment, guys. That's another
You can do
issue.
what you want to do. Do it all. Go
That's
through the
another
board
issue.
review. Hold on. Go through the board of review, go to the state, do all that. I'm all for you. Fight it. But that's not what he's talking about.
No, he's not.
He's
Well, I'm
talking about
speaking for
talking to
myself.
you.
I'm not speaking for this guy back here. I'm speaking for me.
Yeah, but
I'm
they're
just
the ones
telling
that-
you
they're the
what-
ones that said something just now.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine, but you asked me a question about my
Right, I'm
end game.
saying, what you're
I'm
doing.
telling you right now, if you did it the right way and the end game was the right way, you would revert to back to 2015. The reason you would do it because you have no basis to hire somebody illegally. So
Right.
you'd have to roll back. I think that's, I don't know, I'm not a tax lawyer, I don't know
I'm
that.
not either.
But I'm just
I
telling
think
you right
everybody
now,
here is a
the
lawyer.
end game is if we would have followed the rule of law and the first time we came to a meeting, we would have got honest answers and we didn't have to go through 6 months of this and waste 6 months of our lives trying to come up with FOIA requests and double check what you're saying, whether it's true or not, we wouldn't